Yo, my people. So today, chat in the van. We've got Ethan. He's gonna talk about domestic violence, DV, stuff like that. You know, he knows a bit about it. Got some history. So yeah, man. Ethan, just introduce yourself, bro, and tell the people, man.
How you doing? My name's Ethan. You know, I just saw what Janai were doing. Thought he'd try to do a good thing, negative to positive. So I thought I'd give some talk about my negative experiences. Domestic violence, I think it's a serious problem, like nationwide, maybe even worldwide. I read today actually that the World Health Organization have declared it a global problem. So, like, why is this, like, in my experience, it's a very uncomfortable topic for a lot of people. A lot of people have said to me things like, you know, we do it to your daughter, women, like, even women have said that to me, and I think, why does this attitude exist? Why is this, like, you know, it's not a widely spoken attitude, but, like, you know, an uncomfortable topic.
But bro, you're doing well just to talk about it anyway. Do you get me, bro? You get me, we've all been there, but yeah, go on, bro.
Yeah, so, where to begin? I suppose we'll begin with childhood. That's where all these type of things begin. So, like, yeah, I grew up around domestic violence. I've got some stories about domestic violence. You could say even maybe, well, my dad was an abusive dad. I don't even remember him. My mum went away when I was a baby still. And then from there, like, you know, we've been through some stuff. I can tell you about the time that, you know, you watched the door get kicked through. Like, not even the door didn't even come off. It just broke to bits, and an arm comes through and unlocks the door.
How old were you at that time, bro?
I was in primary school. I was young, like maybe 8, 9.
Yeah, wow.
Something like that. I'd say. You know, you're just harmless, aren't you? I mean, you're
defenceless and all.
Yeah, defenceless. That's the word I'm looking for. And then you watch your mum get beat to a pulp. Yeah. I've seen the police come and I've seen the police go, like, you know, without helping. Yeah. You know, and you sort of, it affects your attitudes as you get older, but it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, as an adult, it is what it is. It's not a justification for my actions. But it's like
obviously when you've seen that as a kid and you don't really understand the consequences, it gets kind of embedded into you, like that violent nature sort of thing.
Well, yeah, as a kid I was always fighting and stuff like that. That's how that was conflict resolution, which might be a big issue. Maybe we're too quick to use our fists in any situation, and, like, you know, and it just becomes habit, and that comes out when you're angry. But not just that, it's just a whole mentality towards love. I've learnt, fuck love, it can't be good for you. I didn't want to be like these men. I hated them. But in a way, I lived to embody the hate instead of breaking the chain, which is...
but that's what happens, bro, because similar thing happened to me. Similar thing, bro. But yeah, go on.
You see it, don't you? It happens every day. So, I mean, what's point in all this? Like, that was my childhood, so what did you do? I grew up, like, you know, I just pent up all this rage and I kept it inside me, and you know, you could say, oh, well, that was just your childhood. Well, stuff happened as a teenager that sort of, like, when I thought we're ready for it. When I thought,
because you get bigger now. And all that hate you've got probably for whatever's happening to your mum, it's all, you know what I mean, you were defenceless, you couldn't help her then. So now you've got all this rage in you, you're thinking, fucking, but yeah, go on, bro.
Well, guess what happened then?
Go on.
It happened again. Happened again.
Yeah.
But guess what? I was about 13, 14, probably, like, I was still a rugby kid then. Like, what were my oyster? I was discovering pubs, one or two where you could go to. But this guy, he was unit. He'd spent half his life in jail. He was a big, scary man. And, like, I was still a little kid. He made me a little kid again. That's how I felt.
Yeah, definitely.
And I sort of carried this hate for a very long time. And it manifested itself in all through my life because I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
I didn't know where to put it. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that's the problem, isn't it? I think.
I still got hate from my stepdad now in a way. Do you know what I mean? From what I saw, bro. But I've let it go a bit because I'm getting better. But I know exactly what you're saying. Do you get me? I feel you. But yeah, go on, bro.
Well, my mum helped me actually. Funnily enough, I rang out one day when I was. Thought like, you know, an opinion I had of myself was, you know, you're weak, you've never done aught about this.
Yeah.
But it's not about that, there's other people involved, it's not as clean cut as that.
Yeah.
So I've rang my mum and I've told her, I says, I'm going to just deal with this now. I'm a man now. Like,
Yeah.
It's even, he might be old, but it's even.
Yeah.
Fucking.
He's defenseless now and you're not. Well, he's not defenseless, but he's weaker than what he was.
My mum,
I know what you're saying.
My mum don't mince the word, she says, Ethan. Don't be stupid. He's in jail. He's been sat in jail for the past year on historic rape charges and stuff like that. Bad shit.
Wow.
So like, you know, you come up and it's always comes around, doesn't it? If you do bad things,
That's just that he's just an evil man, bro.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yes, as he's like, yeah.
But you've seen all this growing up, as you're saying, innit?
Yeah.
So you're 13 now. You're in your teenage years.
Yeah.
So what's going on for you, man?
Well, I just live my life, and I was just like wild. I was a bit sort of disconnected. I had developed an attitude from a child of love, intimacy.
You were always fighting and stuff. I can remember.
Yeah, and like you sort of reject things for your life, and it's a part of your growth that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And I think I don't want a poor tale. I want to focus like more on. Like, say now, as a perpetrator, I swore to my mum that I would break the chain. But so far, the only way I've broke the chain is because I ain't had kids.
Yeah.
So I haven't passed on the genes.
Yeah.
But that's it. I became the exact same thing. So it's like, how do you break the chain now?
Yeah.
Like, you know, well, a part of it is...
So when you say you became the same thing, bro, you became, like, you know, aggressive, what? Like what?
Well, yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about what I did because there was a newspaper article about it. If people want to read about it, I don't need to get my side of the story out because it was, the account is close enough, you know. Like,
bro, listen, bro, big respect as well to you for like coming on here, bro, and being honest, you know what I mean? Because obviously, like, you know, basically, you can basically know what you've done is wrong. You get me? But you just want to.
That's the first step. Like, that's only the first step, bro.
You're a big man. You're a big man to do that.
On the road to redemption, recovery.
Yeah, bro. It's a big thing, bro.
You know, you can only. First, you have to accept responsibility.
Yeah, and you just accepted full responsibility, bro. And you're a big man to do that, bro. So anyone can watch this and think anything.
We'll see what the next steps are like.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, thank you anyway. But I'm not a big man yet, not a big man, but we're trying every day, we're growing, we're learning, you know what I mean?
You're doing a lot better. So how do you say, like, look, you've been through that, you turned into that sort of same person, but how are you coming out of that now, bro?
How am I coming out of that now?
Yeah.
Like, so, I'd say on the other side, I've been out of prison a while, I've learnt a lot about myself, I've been in situations where I've been angry and I ain't raised my hands, you know. I ain't punched anyone in anger. I ain't raised my hands in anger, actually, since I've been out of prison. That's a lie. Since I've learnt boxing. But I ain't been keeping my tools sharp. But to be fair, like, it's just every day, like, it's a continuous conscious effort, is growth and change. And I think the first thing, like, you can accept it, but now what? Do you wallow and just carry on the same? Because if you carry on the same without changing something, no matter what, it's going to revert to type. Like, that's the thing. So
it's like that saying, if you change nothing will change.
Exactly.
Yeah, carry on, bro.
Yeah, so I think for me, I did a lot of work in prison. I went guilty because I knew if I hadn't done, I'd have just... Like, the only thing I really want to say about it is I knew that I'd have just got out, picked up a bottle and just become
the same old guy that you don't want to be. Yeah.
Exactly. And look at me now, looking like a scumbag, but
better mindset.
So better mindset. So basically, how do you change? So I've thought, how do you change? I had prison. I had to go away. I left the relationship. Anyway, yeah, I left, but today, I shouldn't say nowadays, like it was so long ago. Can you edit this? You might have to,
I'll just go, bro. It's raw, man.
But I've got some advice. Well, I found something quite
advice,
recently called respect the phone line. Yeah, there's resources out there now for people, perpetrators that can
of domestic violence.
Yeah.
So now you're giving a message to people that are basically involved in domestic violence.
Yeah.
And this is a
that
good
if
message
you want
that you
to change, for the benefit of your kids, even not even like. You know what I mean? You don't want your kids to turn out like me.
Yeah.
You don't want them to grow up with, do you know what I mean, with these type of trauma responses.
Yeah.
And they don't adapt well to society, and they just
they're emotionless. You're emotionless. You can't love. You can't cuddle and give everyone a kiss on cheek and that. Yeah. I understand.
And how do we learn? I've called this phone line anyway. I'll give you the number, to be fair. It's called, or if you go to respectphoneline.org.uk, that's the website. Yeah. And it's...
I'll put the link in the description
the numbers, box. 080 0204 040.
Yeah.
And they're busy. I was on hold for 10 minutes last night and I hung up. I thought if there's more important stuff going on. And called back today. I was on hold for half an hour, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
I spoke to a nice lady who was just she just understood. She says it's all over the world and it's different cultures, all different reasons. But we need to explore why. One of their advice were intrusive thoughts. If you handle your intrusive thoughts,
and
can help.
What are intrusive thoughts, bro? Because I don't even know what they are.
Right, so an intrusive thought, is you could think anything bad. You could think, or not even anything bad. You could think, when you're going to the gym and you think, nah,
that guy over there's looking at me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm going in for a bottle of water and I'll get a Coke instead.
Yeah.
That's an intrusive thought. You can say, no, I'm getting a bottle of water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, he's not looking at me, and you can ignore that.
Yeah, ignore the thought,
Just put it to one side.
Yeah.
And, that's their advice. So, on that intrusive thoughts, I've got a book for you. But these Respect the Phone Line, they have a course, a 6-month course, which...
Is that a free course, or do you have to
free?
Oh,
it's free. Right. It's available to anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone at all. And basically, you might think 6 months is long.
Yeah.
But it's not. I don't think of it as 6 months is long. It's 6 months of support and continual help. Instead of reading a book that might take you a week, an hour, reading an article online, you're going week in, week out, and you're checking in with people who are in the same boat as you. And you're holding each other accountable. You know, you're getting resources that could be things
just make you open your eyes to that's
exactly.
why I understand it now,
and coping strategies and mechanisms exactly, and developing understanding of
this is helping me, bro. What you're saying now is deep, man.
So
so what else, bro? Have you got any obviously look, so you're telling us the resources and everything, is there any good advice you can as well, you give the resources and stuff like that, but what helps you cope? How do you cope with your thoughts and stuff like that? Does that make sense?
It does.
Do you have any coping? Can you share a couple of coping mechanisms?
Well, to be honest, I'm not always the best at putting things into practice, if I'm going to be brutally honest. So
I like your honesty, bro.
I
like your honesty, though.
So I got given all these stuff, and I ain't always used them.
What really works for you?
What really works for me is positive thinking, just changing my whole mindset. Instead of having stinking thinking, what's the word called, just a focus on what I want to do, something positive,
Yeah.
and like just dig my way out. Like sometimes I'll just outright avoid a situation. If
Yeah.
I think this is gonna get too messy and I can't handle that, then
Just avoid it.
I'll just avoid it. That's not the
Because
most
you know,
healthy thing.
but you know what
but
you're
it's a
capable
start,
of.
innit?
You know what you're capable of. So you're doing the bigger thing by avoiding the situation, bro. Because that's
Exactly.
what I do these days. I know that if
Yeah.
I get involved, I know what I'm gonna do, and I don't
Yeah.
want to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go right instead of going left. Do you get
Exactly.
me? And bro, it's a big thing, man.
Yeah.
You get me? Because you're now realizing that them thoughts are coming. So
Yeah.
you're understanding. So that's a big thing there, bro.
Learning self-control and discipline in a
Self-control,
way.
but you need to give yourself more credit, bro. Like give
Yeah.
yourself, you get me?
And that,
Like you're accepting and you got advice and bro,
Yeah.
you're real.
like,
Real
one of
rush.
ways I learned self-control. I don't
Training.
Yeah, training. And
Yeah.
learning your own strength
Yeah,
there
yeah.
as well. So it becomes like, you can't unleash that on
Yeah.
your partner. You're meant to want the best for your partner.
Yeah. Love them and care for them and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
But bro, what else? Have you got what else to say? Or do you think
what
you've,
else to say?
do you think you've hit the
Yeah.
nail on the head there?
I think, so resources,
Yeah.
that course might not be for everyone.
I'll put all the descriptions in. I'll put it in the description box below if you need a number out there.
Like, a book that helped me right at the beginning of my journey of change was The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, and it's just all about building a positive,
Mindset.
better life, mindset and a better life for yourself from it. And I think that's like 50% of battle, like, and then you're giving yourself more to lose, learning that you are in control of your thoughts as well. That's what this positive thinking affirmation type
You
stuff
don't
does.
have to listen to your mind.
Yeah,
you have to listen to that thought in your
program it.
mind.
You program it. You don't have to answer.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
You can either answer to your programming or rewire your own.
Yeah.
And like, there's enough books, enough stuff out there that can help you. And we have to deal with his anger.
And this is in all walks of life. You know, not just domestic violence. I think in any situation, if you want to change, read these kind of books because they promote changing
So the
all
chimp
walks of life.
paradox. That's about. Sorry.
Yeah.
for
No,
shooting
carry
you
on,
down.
bro.
So the chimp paradox is about fight or flight mechanism, and that's what triggers in your brain, and it's about your subconscious patterns, your programming. Like, you've got a brain what's a chimp brain, and then your brain what's your thinking logical brain, and then you can get stuck on autopilot, or if a tense situation comes and your fight or flight kicks in, you do what you've always done, you revert to type.
Yeah.
So the chimp paradox,
Which is fight.
Yeah. And it's not always
the right choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the chimp paradox talks about how we can rewire that, and I think if you just go down these type of avenues, you'll find what works for you. It's a broad thing. You could even get a 3-month on flipping Audible or Kindle and whatever. Z Library is a good resource for free books. You just whack that in Google.
And just have a listen.
Yeah, and you can that's not free, but it's just free textbooks, like e-books.
Yeah.
But Audible's free listen. You can do anything. Like, there's a lot. One step in the right direction.
Yeah.
But I'd encourage people to reach out to someone like Respect Phone Line and like and hold yourself accountable and take them steps.
Take responsibility.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
bro. Do you know what it is, bro? I appreciate you coming on. I think you've made, a good point there, bro. And all them resources and numbers, I'm gonna put them in the description box.
Yeah.
And I hope people get that message. You know what I'm saying? Like, accept responsibility first. That's the biggest thing. And like, there's ways around stuff. You don't always have to resort back to what you know, which might be violence or whatever against anyone. You can always change it. There's always another way, basically.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
a big thing what you try to say there, innit?
Yeah.
Bro, you've realised from what you've been through.
Yeah.
And I rate it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I rate the honesty and the real rawness to get me.
Yeah.
So,
respect.
Ethan, bro, thank you for coming on, bro.
Yeah, good to be here.
Just chat in the van. Like, share, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. It's real, it's raw. Bless
20
people.
minutes, not too long.